Evening all. This is my last, probably last actually. Should never say never. Probably last ITSL game before the festive season. Although Sten Scott and I are probably going to play a crash game at some point with an hour's notice. So maybe another game before the festive season begins. We're playing Strix, who we've played in Rutzel recently. So this is the ITSL match instead. So we will go and say hello and good luck, and we will get rolling. All right, so we got decal, which is nice. We've got a few ops, quite a few ops, in fact. So yeah, this is a totally manageable hand, I think. Good. So we will open 442 because we don't have socialist governments or defectors. 442, and I will plug my hand into the tracker, and we can get going. Duck and cover 5-year plan. What is our headline? Could be duck and cover because then we get the last coup, but that's a little boring. Vietnam, Korea. I suppose 5-year plan's fun as well. Shortening their hand. Five-year plan or duck and cover are the only ones that make any kind of sense. Duck and cover prevents the Italy coup, and for that reason, I will go duck and cover. Okay, well they pitch Europe scoring anyway, so they were never going to coup. But now if they coup Iran, we get the last coup, which is always good. So we will go into Malaysia. We've got Decol and Vietnam Revolt, so D style's the only risk to Thailand. They're having a go. Perfect result for them. So before NASA, we will go Malaysia. Oh no, DEFCON 3. Doi doi doi. So we will go one Malaysia, one Jordan, and one Panama. Now, if they want to coup Panama, that's fine, and we can get into Thailand. If they plan to Afghanistan, we can go to Thailand, to Korea. Indy Reds is good. Well done them. Yep. Okay. So we will go to Thailand, to Korea. We use Truman to overprotect South Korea. I was going to space Korean War, but I've just realised if we get blockaded, we would then end up playing Decol. So I may regrettably need to space Decol. Might got myself in a pickle here if I get blockaded. Wasn't thinking about the complex logistics of blockading. I guess the risk is low with Europe scoring having been scored. Plus, we'll see whether or not they have D-style. Oh, he's going to jam Korea? No, just overprotect. Interesting. And go 3-3. All right, for now, what do we do? Let's put one in Korea, so they need to use a 4-op card to take it. Because now we're in possession of the China card. Okay. So, we need to space decol, and we succeed. That's nice. Next up is Vietnam revolts. Oh man, getting blockaded could suck really badly here. The weirdest thing. But we've got to go Vietnam revolts, and if we don't get blockaded, we can have a coup in Iraq to get our mill-ops. Fidel. Iraq and Syria. Okay, fine. All right, so Vietnam revolts. We will overprotect Thailand and take Laos. Oh man, if we get blockaded here, it's a huge gamble on Korean War. But I expect him to take Iraq in anticipation of getting Middle East scoring. And if we coup, we have to roll a 4 or higher. Ooh, man, that's rough. They're giving up 3 VP and Mill-Ops. Although DEFCON will be 4. So they'll get coup time. If they fill Iraq, maybe taking Saudi is better, giving up the 3 VP for Mill-Ops. But giving ourselves a better shot at Middle East. Yeah, capture Nazi for influence. Okay, so we will use 5-year plan, and we will take Saudi. Give up 3 VP for Mill-Ops, but level up the Middle East. Hold Korean War. Well, if they've got NASA, they've got NASA. So we've got NATO. We can blockade away De Gaulle if we need to. Space Korea. What's the headline? Purge is gone, so we could blockade away De Gaulle. I don't really like using CIA this early. I think I'm fine keeping it in the deck. 1, 2, 3, and Korea was a pact to blockade De Gaulle. UNCIA. Formosa. Yeah, let's block. We're gonna blockade De Gaulle's fine because Purge is gone, and getting 1-op in our turn is a bit rubbish. We can space Korean War rather than use UN intervention on it. So we've got 2 1-op cards, more to come, which is a bit dull and dismal. Olympic Games. This is fine. We're not going to reduce DEFCON, but USSR unsurprisingly wins, and we pitch De Gaulle. We got the China card in our back pocket as well. Panama seems like an obvious coup target. They may have a crack on Thailand with a 4-op card. Marshall Plan nuclear test ban still in the deck. Be lucky. Okay, lucky enough. So we can. Yeah, we may be giving up Milops, but we can keep Asia looking fine. And now if they coup Panama, we go to Egypt, so we can then move to Libya afterwards. We do need to pop another one in Thailand because of decol specifically. The double over protect's good against decol. They've navigated the scoring cards well so far. But I'm more inclined to space Korean War and use the 2 1-op cards than use UN intervention on Korea and then have to use the China card for AR6. I think holding the China card's just all round better. Still got a Fade D style as well, which they've got a 50-50 chance of holding. Another reason to keep CIA in the deck. I mean, I expect to see coup Panama here. The event NASA is madness with Defcon at 3. I mean, Suez isn't shabby because it prevents me getting access to Egypt if they coup Panama, but not being able to attack any French influence probably seems less attractive for them on that. Okay, going influence. So probably just going to go to Iraq and straight dominate. So now we have to have a coup attempt. So straight coup Iran gives us Milops. Be lucky. No. Okay, right. So they dominate the Middle East, which is well done for them. We'll see if they event Nasser and get greedy. Back into Austria. Well, Yugoslavia now defender Red. Well done, Middle East scoring. Pretty good telegraphing there. Regardless, we'll use that before Nasser. And ahead of the reshuffle. So if we're lucky, we'll be dealt D-style next turn. If we are unlucky, we're going to see it right now. But I will go, if I don't see D-style, Angola is next up, I think. Beer really navigated the scoring cards well this early war. Ditching Europe for 0, Asia for 0. Dominating the Middle East. That's pretty solid work by a USSR player. So Angola, Thailand are my two obvious influence points. Oh, here it comes. Well done, them. So we can use the China card for realigns and try and get them out of Algeria first. Or we could just use the China card to take France. That's fine. It's not good to give the China card back, and it's not good to miss out the chance to realign, but we'll take our chances where we find them. And now we can use CIM. We can use an intervention Korean War if we want to. With Suez still in the deck, overprotecting France isn't a bad idea. But UN intervention, we could go one South Korea and another one in Thailand ahead of possible decol plus China card. Although taking Libya is good too. So many options. Let's see what they do. Okay, yeah, so that's good reason enough to take South Korea. Very well navigated in the early war by Strix here. But this is pretty great for us, especially ahead of Suez and everything. So we will use UN intervention on Korean War, and we will level up Asia. Okay, unfortunately we got CIA straight back, which is a bit rubbish. And they got defectors. And they got Indo-Pakistani War, so we're not going to get Milops this turn. We got NASA, so we can control that. But they got Arab-Israeli War. Though holding Egypt at the moment, that makes that less exciting. So they got Romanian abdication and socialist governments. We got Comecon and Suez. Defectors containment, NASA, socialist governments, Romanian abdication. In the reshuffle, CIA, Truman, Fidel. Cambridge 5. So they got defectors, containment, Indo-Pakistani War, socialist governments, and Romanian abdication. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if they got 5, we got 4. Fine, fine, fine. So, special relationships no good against socialist governments, which is the likeliest headline. So I guess it's CIA coup Angola? Gives us a Milop. protects the Middle East and gives us information on how they're probably going to play their hand out, which will probably start with a China card jam of South Korea. Oh, De Gaulle. Very neat. Okay, so that would be a 4-op card, which they have. Arab-Israeli war. Defectors Containment, SOCGov, Arab-Israeli war, yeah. So the Nuclear Test Ban was the only card we didn't know they had. So we will give them the coup and overprotect France a little. Bit miserable, but it's a lot better than them using a 4-op card to take France. And they probably won't want to ops war here. I mean, I'd love them to put 4 into France because we can Truman Doctrine them. They don't know we got it in the reshuffle. So they will coup instead, which makes sense, and Egypt's the obvious choice. Oh, Panama. Oh, that's when the results like that, that's the obvious choice after all. We will. Oh, not Suez. Thank you. We will use special relationship to take Lebanon and overprotect South Korea, since we hold Nasser. Yeah, that's fine. So the mid-war regions look very bad for us. But Asia's pretty safe. The scoring card's not out anyway. But we kind of want to lure them into an attack on France. Although socialist governments is quite a nice play. We'll space Fidel here, and if we're lucky, space Suez after it, holding Nasser. We don't really want to play Fidel either, do we? Hui. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm not spacing Cambridge 5, that's why. Keeping Cambridge 5 for late in the turn. Space Fidel, ideally succeed in space Suez. Have a go on France, go on. You know you want to. Good play so far by Strix. I've definitely been on the back foot, which is weird because I thought in turn 1 my ops looked quite good, but it's been a struggle, as is the game. Good, going for influence. Jam France, Jam France. Yes! That's lucky for me. That's the exact card and the exact play we wanted them to make. So that's a gift. Not so unlucky when you consider how good the mid-war regions look for him. I'm wondering if we take Israel and Libya to get domination in the Middle East ahead of... Yeah, that's alright, as long as we stay ahead in Asia. Well, to do that, we kind of need to cover Lao. Using more cards for influence is always good for me. Arab-Israeli war doesn't trigger it here. It was. Fortune favours the bold, though, and the middle region looks pretty good for you. If they just fill middle regions, they we space Fidel, and at the end of the turn use Cambridge 5 overprotecting land, taking the Philippines, just to make sure we don't get dominated in Asia. Although we also want to play into Libya. We're going to get an extra op with containment, probably. But yeah, the mid-war regions are going to be problematic for us, and of course CIA's now gone, so they don't need to worry as much about DEFCON. So they're in decent position here. It's going to be -7 unless we get the space points going into mid-war. I mean, they're looking happy. Yeah. We just need a good voice of America. That's a shame, because we're now going to have to repair Suez Crisis. Well, unless we play NASA. Playing NASA and overprotecting Lao is also an option, and hold Suez. Depending on containment. Korean War is still horrifically precarious when it comes back. Oof. Mm-hmm. No. I don't think we worried about Asia. I suppose we should be. Let's just cover the areas we don't want to be dominated. So I expect to see containment here. And if they do, we can just event and repair Suez. And redistribute an op if needed. But man, they've done great coming into mid-war. The alternative while we're under containment, I guess, is to use NASA to take Libya. Which gives us a battleground to take if and when they QAL1. God, mid-war looks awful. We're going to need a generous Arsenal with all the scoring cards and lone gunman. Or a good emit. But it does not look stellar. No surprises there. Didn't see where it went, so I was tracking. Yeah, that will make sense. Right, let's use NASA. Because we're not going to get a better chance to get rid of Ansadats coming. Man. So. Africa scoring is bad. If we headline it, it's only Portuguese Empire crumbles and an ABM treaty and stuff. Oy. But duck and cover gives Egypt back. Panama Canal returned. Might be an option. Because it breaks up Panama. Yeah, Panama Canal returned, so they then move into a coup, I guess. And then we can ditch Africa before they dominate, hopefully. But man, rough. Che's fine at the moment, although as soon as we play Panama Canal returned, he gets a coup target. Duck and cover and Allende. Panama Muslim Brezhnev OAS. Brezhnev's AR7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Panama Canal return, yeah. It's 2 PCR. Quogged. Interesting. Suez is the first to go in. So 3 ops to take all their flimsy battlegrounds, knowing they get a coup later. In really great shape here, this mid-war. Straight in with a coup. Why not? Fails, though. And we're out the trap. So, they now need to fix Venezuela, Panama, and Egypt. So hopefully we'll be able to get Africa away before it gets any worse. I just expect to see 3 ops here to take Venezuela, Panama, and Egypt. Glad they're doing it with the China card. Ooh. Well, this is problematic because if they have South America scoring, they win when we play Africa scoring. And OS to repair that is bland, but it's the one that needs to be done. Woof. Man, we're in a bad way here. Oh boy. Oy, oy. ABM for ops is that's how well he's doing. Okay, well, look, we're going to use Allende to take Colombia. If they drop South America scoring for 8, we will drop Africa scoring for 4, and if they space, they win. But I'm struggling to see a path here. Yeah, oof. Okay, well, let's do Africa scoring, and if you've got a VP, you win. Man. Whew. Absolute steamroll. Yep, brilliant work. Yep. Good work, Strix. Nice quick game. So, from his 2-0 start, I'm back down to 3-4. The losing record is preserved for Christmas. What a miracle. Unless, hey, I thrash Stenscott between now and the holidays. So, no more games scheduled yet. Stenscott and I are just going to message each other around this time on a weekday, set up a game for an hour later, so that'll be a bit impromptu. I think Donzo fancies some friendlies, so we'll give him those. Right, anyway, great work, Strix. Played brilliantly as Russia. Didn't give me any real hope, I think. Just couldn't keep the relentless onslaught going. Um, all right, so anyway, thank you for watching. Um, yeah, I mean the game totally hinged on whether or not I realigned them out as soon as they destalled or not. I chose not to, and I paid the price. Of course, a lot of the time at -1, I don't realign them out of South America anyway, so it doesn't matter. But good game. And I will look forward to the next one. But thank you very much for all your support, and thank you to the ITSL Hunter for organising these matches. Um, Although I don't care about any of that stuff, I noticed on YouTube it says that more than half the people who watch these don't subscribe. So I guess that's why all those influencers say like and subscribe at the end. But honestly, every video is more or less the same. It's me playing a bit like a FUD while I talk. So you know what it's like. If you like that, watch more of it. If you don't, don't. It's your life. I'm not going to tell you how to live it. But yeah, always a pleasure and never a chore. And I will see you at the next one. But thanks a lot and goodbye for now.